It's the Ross Tucker Football Podcast.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It is a Finish Strong Friday, Picks Friday, Winners Friday edition of the mighty RTFP presented by DraftKings. What is a Finish Strong Friday? It means I bring the energy for every second, really, of every podcast we do, but especially on Friday, because I'm setting the tone for all of us to finish the work week strong, at least your work week. My work week never ends. I'm working Saturday and Sunday, but at least your work week strong so you can enjoy, kick back, and enjoy some family time all weekend, feeling good about what you accomplished this week because you finished strong today. It's also a great day to reward those of you that go out of your way to help us. We love you guys. You are the real winners.
I want winners. I want people that want to win.
So I want people like Jacob Gevers. He is the Spread the Word winner via social media this week. It's crazy easy to do. He quote tweeted the tweet from @RossTuckerPod about Andrew's announcement on Thursday Twitch, doing Twitch during Thursday Night Football. So kudos to Jacob. Let me know, Jacob, if you want a signed picture, a signed football card, or I am absolutely racking up the press passes at this point. You know what I'll do at some point? I will go through all the press passes I have so you guys that are winners can realize, oh, man, that Ravens Chiefs one would be awesome, or that Eagles season pass from 2019 that Ross had would be awesome. Whatever it is, you can know what I've got available in my repertoire, so to speak. So, by the way, let me just say this too. Football season is a very busy time for me. So those of you that have been recent winners, whether it's the YouTube shout out or the sponsor confirmation email winner like the Madden or the Spread the Word winner, I just haven't been able to send out anything to the winners like in a month. So I have it on my list. I'm going to try to get to that when I can. Those of you that are watching on YouTube, you can see I've got 4 PS4 Maddens. Yes, it's the hard copy. You can see Mahomes and Brady on the cover. And I've also got 4 Xbox One, Xbox Series Maddens. So I've got 8 total, although today I'm giving out the 4th one. I'm giving that to Jason Shipman. Jason Shipman took care of the 10,000.cc code this week. Well done, Jason. You get a Madden. Let me know whether you want the Xbox or the PS4. The YouTube shout out. I love this guy now. I already saw this guy retweeted one of our tweets from @RossTuckerPod saying Greg Cosell is the best. And he also must be subscribing and commenting on YouTube because he's the YouTube winner. JJ Wiley. Come on down, JJ. Email me, ross@rosstucker.com, and let me know if you want to, who you want me to give you the cameo style shout out. People love those cameo shout outs I do. People pay for those things. You get one for free, brother. Let me know what you'd like. Patron shout outs, Jared Cronkite, Wayne Ward, patreon.com/RT Media. Our Tuckheads private Slack channel is hopping right now. Hop on board and get with like-minded people. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
Morning, Ross. Let's get into Thursday Night Football. The NFC West, the Los Angeles Rams over the Seahawks, 26-17.
Yeah, so this was an interesting game, Bri. This was a very entertaining, eventful, and frustrating game, I think is a good way to describe it. Especially frustrating for those of you that listen or watch the Even Money podcast. And you know that Steve and I had the Seahawks teased up to +8.5 on a teaser best bet. They lost by 9. I will save my outrage and frustration for that show because I know a lot of listeners to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast are not into betting at all, and I totally respect that. So I will save it for the Even Money Podcast, but it will be epic. So make sure you are listening and or watching next week. Look, some teams kind of deserve to lose, man. They really do. The Seahawks drive on their first drive. They punt on 4th and 3 from the Rams 43 on the first drive. Never a big fan of that, especially when Russell Wilson's your quarterback. Then on the next drive, they have 3rd and 4th and 2, and they run it both times. 3rd and 4th and 2. On the 3rd and 2, I don't know if Russell Wilson was allowed to pull the ball or not, but nobody blocked Leonard Floyd on the backside, and he destroyed, I guess it was DJ Dallas. On 4th down, they ran right at Aaron Donald, who totally stoned the left guard and stuffed the whole play, to which I tweeted at Ross Tucker NFL, somebody should probably let the Seahawks know that Russell Wilson is their quarterback. So no points. Now, they're at the 31-yard line. That's a 48-yard field goal. I don't understand that. I don't understand the logic from punting from the 43, but then not trying to get points on the field goal on 4th and 2 from the 31. Confusing. Very confusing. The Rams marched down the field, for those who didn't watch it. And then Stafford, who did not have a good first half. Matthew Stafford did not play well, especially in the first half. He throws an interception trying to throw the ball away. He was just trying to throw it away, but he didn't throw it very hard. He kind of lobbed it away. And Quandre Diggs came out of nowhere to catch it for an interception in the end zone. The Seahawks then get a big pass interference trying to throw it to Tyler Lockett, which leads to the DK Metcalf touchdown. Okay, it's 7-0. The Rams go the length of the field again, but then they're stuffed on 3rd and 1. So they kick a field goal, which I was okay with at that point. But, man, strange clock management. I tweeted this last night, Bri. Again, at Ross Tucker NFL. We're at Ross Tucker Pod. I have to think at this point, if you guys listen to the show, you follow us on social media, but maybe not. Anyway, so first of all, the Rams call a play before the 2-minute warning. Totally unnecessary, and gave the Seahawks a lot more time on the other end of it. And then the Seahawks, the Rams get like 6 yards. They get to like the 11-yard line, 10-yard line. It's 3rd and 1. And the Seahawks don't call timeout after 2nd down. At that point, the Rams have all the time in the world they need. You need to be saving time for yourself on the other end. Clock management is an epidemic. Clock mismanagement in the NFL is an epidemic right now. So anyway, the Seahawks end up getting down the field at the end of the first half because they had that extra time after the Rams make the field goal. First, there's a roughing the passer call on Aaron Donald I didn't really like. I am so frustrated with NFL officials throwing the flag on questionable calls. Is there anybody else out there that is frustrated by this? Is there anybody that disagrees that if it's a close call, we'd rather them let it go? We'd rather them not throw the flag. We'd rather them let them play. I just don't understand, and I'm losing my mind about it. It is a bad product when they throw the flag on questionable calls, which was the Aaron Donald roughing. And after that, the holding on Dwayne Brown. I thought the kid rushing off the edge for the Rams did a good job of kind of forcing the penalty, so to speak. But that wasn't really a hold. I mean, that was ticky-tack. That would be one that I would let go. And it was a touchdown pass. So then the Seahawks have to settle for a field goal. And Jason Myers, who hasn't missed in forever, misses a 35-yard field goal. Just brutal. Stafford hurt his finger in the second half, but he actually played better, including a bomb to Deshaun Jackson that was totally misplayed by Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams is a really fun player. He's an awesome player, but he is not a great coverage player. I mean, he is like a linebacker. I mean, that's the position he has to play because he's not very good on the back end. I mean, he hurts them when they have him in coverage. Then Russell Wilson hurt his finger, but worse than Stafford. I mean, Russell really, I forget what that is, but he like tore a tendon or something up there. So Geno Smith came in. Geno played well. Geno led him on a 98-yard touchdown drive. Then Geno leads them on a field goal. So it's 23-17. The Seahawks get a stop. Rams punt it away. Geno gets the ball. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. Down 6. By the way, if you've got that teaser, we got 8.5, so we're in great shape. Throws an interception on the first play as Tyler Lockett fell / was kind of tripped, whatever. Throws an interception to Nick Scott. Nick Scott runs out of bounds with 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. If Nick Scott runs out of bounds with 2 minutes left, the Rams take a knee and the game's over. But it was 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. So the Rams run the ball 3 times, kick a field goal, win by 9. Well, I won't say that, but very frustrating. Seahawks defense is not good. Robert Woods had a great game. You know what else is not good? Having your car break down. Like, I'll give you an example right now, okay? I am flying to Nevada later today. The last thing I want is like my battery to be dead when I get back to the airport, which, by the way, has happened to me before. Don't let that happen. October's fall car care month, which means AutoZone, my boys over at AutoZone, are here to help you with your car's oft-forgotten upkeep and cleaning. I know a lot of you are like, there's 2 kinds of people in life, okay? And I was tweeting about this week because I was talking about whether or not you look at a menu before you go out to eat. Bri, do you typically check out like if you know you're going out to dinner like with your wife or a couple or whatever, and you're going to Joe Blow's and you've never been there before, do you look at the menu online before you get to the restaurant, or do you just wait till you get to the restaurant?
Usually just wait till you get to the restaurant. And definitely if I've been there before, I'm not going to look ahead of time.
Well, been there before is a different situation. But if you haven't been there before, that is a terrible decision, Bri. That concerns me about you. You are preparing to fail by failing to prepare. You never know what happens in that moment. You might have had a couple daddy sodas. Then first of all, you slow everybody else down because everybody else has already prepared. They're ready to order. Okay. And then number 2, you got to at least have a plan. You got to know, you know what? Oh man, I'm either going to get that, the salad with the salmon on it, or I'm going to get the Bologna's tagliatelle, or however you say that. Yes, I was out to eat at a place this week. Anyway, that's my point about fall car care month. Don't be Brian. Don't wait until something on your car breaks down and then be scrambling to try to make up for it. Get ahead of the game. Prepare. Be that kind of person in life. I guarantee you, people that prepare are more successful in life than people that don't. So this fall car care month, show your car you care and start by shopping your way at AutoZone.com. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Want to know which team is going to win every single game on Sunday? Then listen up.
All right, let's start with the Giants. How about the Jets instead? Jets, Falcons in London.
So the Falcons are not going to have either wide receiver Calvin Ridley or wide receiver Russell Gage. Now, every once in a while when that happens, teams can put together sort of a unique game plan. Maybe Kyle Pitts plays receiver. Maybe they just run the crap out of the ball or throw it to Pitts a lot. I don't know. But that's a lot to be missing. I mean, your top 2 receivers, that's a tough ask against a Jets team that's playing pretty well. And the Falcons, highly disappointing the way they choked that game out against Washington last week. I like the Jets. I mean, I would have liked the Falcons if they had Ridley and Gage. Without those guys, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with the Jets. They're feeling good about themselves after that win last week. I think the Jets win the game outright. I think it's probably about 23-20. And we can start this thing off today, Bri, by letting the doggies out.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings.
The Minnesota Vikings. Yeah, I keep thinking this will be the win. The Lions get a win. This is a good opportunity for the Lions to get the win. I don't think that's the case. They lose Romeo Okwara to a torn Achilles. They don't have a great pass rush without him. Now they're playing a Vikings team that I don't know what happened against the Browns, but I still think the Vikings are pretty decent. That's a bad loss for them, the way they played against the Browns. I think the Vikings bounce back. I don't think the Lions are going to go into Minnesota and get this win. I think the Vikings win 27-20. I think the Lions offense is actually okay, but now the Lions don't have Frank Ragnow either. 27-20, something like that, Vikings.
Saints at the football team.
This is an interesting one. The Saints have been consistently inconsistent. The Saints have found a way to alternate weeks, playing well, playing poorly. I think they bounce back. Washington kind of got their heroic win last week, with the way they played against the Falcons. Kind of crazy, actually. Both Washington wins could easily be losses. I mean, they could so easily be 0-4, but they're not. They're 2-2, and all that matters is what you actually are. You are what your record says you are. At any rate, I think the Saints win the game. I think the Saints come marching in to Washington and bounce back, play better. I don't know when Washington's going to figure out what is ailing them on the defensive side of the ball. Let's go. Let's say 23-20 Saints. I don't have a lot of faith with the Saints on offense these days. But I think their defense is pretty good. They weren't great against Danny Dimes, but 23-20 Saints.
New England Patriots, Houston Texans.
Bri, I didn't say this, but the Vikings would be a sneaky pick this week to lock up. That you should consider locking up the Vikings this week. Playing at home, Lions are kind of reeling and beat up. In fact, why don't you play the sounder, Bri?
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
You know what else you should lock up, by the way, while we're on that? Your own pair of shorts from 10,000.cc. Stop just hearing me talk to you guys about it. I've told you about them every day all week. And our boy Jason won a Madden because he took action. Just like you want to take action with your car, you want to take action with 10,000 shorts. If you work out, if you run, if you do yoga, if you do anything, if you're like Andrew and you do like triathlons, you've got to get these shorts from 10,000.cc. The 7-inch interval short with the liner, or you can get the foundation short, the session short. There's no middleman. So nobody else going to be able to give you this pricing on these fabrics, right? It's direct to consumer, free shipping and returns, lifetime guarantee, over 10,000 5-star reviews. That doesn't just happen. 10,000 is offering our listeners 15% off your purchase. Go to 10,000.cc, enter code Ross Tucker to receive 15% off your purchase. That is 10,000.cc, enter code Ross Tucker. I like the Patriots, Bri. They're another team you could consider locking up. They're a pretty good survivor pick. You don't like to do that on the road as much. It'd be very surprising if they lost. Although I do kind of think the Texans have a chance to keep this one close. I don't know what's going on with the Patriots O-line right now. The right side's injured, left side's on the COVID list. That's something to keep an eye on. I still think ultimately they win, but I think it's a closer game. I think it's 24-17 New England. And I'm not going to lock them up. I'm not. 24-17 New England.
Next game, Miami Dolphins, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. If you haven't already locked up the Bucks, this would probably be a pretty good one to lock up. Playing at home. Dolphins still don't have Tua. I don't expect Jacoby Brissett to go in there and get a win. Could it be a letdown spot for the Bucks? Sure. Do I think Tom Brady will allow that? No, I do not. I think the Bucks win this one. And I think the Dolphins are reeling. And I think it's really important that Tua Tagovailoa plays well when he comes back, like right away. Otherwise, I think the Dolphins might be hella aggressive, as the kids say, to try to trade for Deshaun Watson. There's so many reports out there that Stephen Ross wants him. Bucks 27, Dolphins 17. Lock those bad boys up, Bri.
Your survivor / knockout / whatever you call it, pick of the week.
Green Bay Packers, Cincinnati Bengals.
One of my favorite games of the weekend. Looking forward to it. Packers on the road against a 3-1 Bengals team. Joey B is playing with confidence. They've got terrific weapons. The Packers are without not only Zadarius Smith, but now it looks like they're out without Jair Alexander. This is a big game. This is like a swing game for both these teams. The Packers need to show that, hey, they're still a Super Bowl contender, win this game. They can win without some of these guys on defense. The Bengals, meanwhile, this one would reverberate. You know, beating the Steelers, okay. Beating the Jags, okay. Beating the Vikings, okay. They lost to the Bears. This would be different. If the Bengals could win this game, this would be huge. I think it's going to be an awesome game, higher scoring game. Comes down to the end. Sorry, Joey B. I'm going to take A-Rod at the end. 27-24. Go, Pack, go. Dun, 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 dun.
Denver Broncos, Pittsburgh Steelers.
I've kind of gone back and forth on this one. I'm torn. I'm going to go Steelers. I'm showing this is a show of faith in the Steelers. They're playing at home. They are a prideful bunch. The Broncos are pretty beat up coming into this game. Even Teddy Bridgewater, concussion protocol. I think the Steelers, if they don't get this win, they're looking at 1-6, and things could get ugly in the Steel City. It's one of the reasons why I think they do. I think it's low scoring, 20-17, Pittsburgh.
Okay. Philadelphia Eagles, Carolina Panthers.
Why did you hesitate like that?
Because I didn't know who was favored in that, and I thought you were going to.
Oh, I usually tell you to let the doggies out. Let the doggies out. Yeah, the Steelers are favored by 1, but good call, Bri. What'd you say, Eagles?
Eagles, Panthers.
I mean, I'm just telling you this. I know a lot of you aren't into betting, but it is uncanny how often we get the better of the number on the Even Money podcast. Like I had the Eagles getting 3.5. Now that number's down to 3. That is significant. I told you to take the over, 44.5. Now that number's up to 45. I mean, that makes a difference. It makes a big difference. So just something to keep in mind if you ever get into it, or if you just want to, even if you're not into betting, it's just a really unique, different way to look at the games. I love Steve's numbers-based approach. I think Carolina probably wins a close game, but it's like a 50-50 game to me. I really, Carolina, no Shaq Thompson, no J.C. Horn. I don't believe as of Friday at 7:40 a.m. that Christian McCaffrey is going to play in the game. That's my personal belief. I think they will err on the side of caution with him. So I like the Eagles to be right there with them. But the Eagles, I still don't know what the deal is with Lane Johnson. I'll take Carolina to win a close one. But I think this could really go either way. I do think it's higher scoring than other people do. I'll say 24-23 Carolina. The Eagles have had trouble in the red zone. So I say they settle for a couple field goals, 3 field goals, in fact. 24-23 Carolina gets the win.
Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So who knows, man? I mean, now A.J. Brown practiced fully, so that's a good sign for the Titans. It's hard to imagine them losing back-to-back games to the Jets and the Jaguars. That would be bad. Is that bad? That would be bad. So I'll take the Titans to win the game. I really have no idea what to expect from the Jaguars after all of the Urban Meyer drama at all. None whatsoever in terms of what to expect from them. I do expect some of you to get some Crocs. Let me just tell you something, okay? It's time to put on your favorite pair of Crocs and hunt down a win, because your lineups might just make you $10,000 richer at DraftKings. The Crocs Predator Showdown series is coming, and dare we say free to play at DraftKings.com. Draft the best lineup, and a slice of 10 G's could be yours across 3 different contests. Just enter on game day, and at the end of the game, winners will be paid out cold, hard cash based on your fantasy score. Visit DraftKings.com/Crocs on Thursday, October 7th, November 11th, and Saturday, December 25th, Christmas, to draft your showdown lineups. Learn more at DraftKings.com/Crocs. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
Next game, Cleveland Browns at the Los Angeles Chargers.
What an awesome game. You know, it came out that Baker Mayfield has this shoulder injury. I thought we already knew that. I thought we already knew he had like a sprained AC joint or whatever on his non-throwing shoulder. Maybe I'm just the only person that follows Dr. Chow and knows these things. At any rate, that might be why he did not play very well against the Vikings. Evidently, it is a tough injury to play with. You know, it affects you. That, you know, it's not an excuse because he's playing, but it can be the reason why he doesn't play quite as well. The Browns defense is playing awesome. I am so torn on this game. I'm going to go with the Browns. I'm going to say that Baker bounces back, plays better. I think it's going to be a terrific football game. But I'm going to say 23-20, the Browns get a huge win on the road. Let the doggies out, Brian.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
Chicago Bears at the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. I mean, I'll be curious to see how many Bears fans are there. How many people make the trip out from Chicago? I would imagine a bunch since the game's in Vegas, but we don't really know. But now that the Raiders have a really good feel, I know they played Monday night, but they got a really good feel for what the Bears want to try to do with Justin Fields. I think they'll have a decent plan. I don't think Fields will play as well. I think the Raiders will win the game. They'll bounce back. I think it's probably in the neighborhood of 24-17 Raiders.
San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals.
I guess we'll find out today whether or not Jimmy Garoppolo practices. Let me just tell you, I highly doubt it. It just doesn't make sense, okay? They want to see what they have in Trey Lance. Trey Lance got all the reps the last 2 days. They had to put the game plan in thinking Jimmy wouldn't play and preparing Trey Lance. They're ready for Trey Lance. What's the harm in having him play? And if he plays awesome, you leave him in there. If he plays bad, then you gave Jimmy a week of rest. And then I think the Niners have a bye. He's not playing. It's so stupid. Like, if they really have a bye next week, I think they do. He's not playing. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk on why Jimmy Garoppolo is not playing. I think they got a real chance against Arizona. I think they are a very live dog because you don't know what they're going to do with Trey Lance. Arizona, everybody's patting them on the back. In fact, Brian, I'm taking a big swing. I'm going for it. I think Trey Lance plays well. I think Kyle Shanahan has a great game plan for him. I think the Cardinals aren't exactly sure what they're going to do with Lance. I think the Cardinals suffer their first loss. I'm taking a big swing with the 49ers in an upset special. 24-23 Niners. Get the doggies out.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
The New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys.
This should be a good game, too. There's a bunch of good games. Giants are playing pretty well right now, but the Cowboys are playing really well right now. Hard for me to pick the Giants to go in there and get a win in Dallas with the way the Cowboys are playing. You heard Greg yesterday talk about how well they're running the football. High-scoring game. Should be fun. How about 28-24 Cowboys get it done?
Sunday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs.
Awesome game. Terrific job by the schedule makers. Loving that this is Sunday night. The Bills are so full of crap. Oh, it's just week 5. It's just the next game on the schedule. Shut up. You guys are so full of it. It's Sunday Night Football against a team that's gone to the Super Bowl the last 2 years in the Chiefs. I mean, you're trying to beat them, knock them off. You don't want them to have a chance at home field advantage. It's a huge game. It actually bothers me and almost worries me a little bit that the Bills are stupidly going with what McDermott told them to say, which is that it's just another game. Stupid. It's not. I still pick them to win, although I don't like when you have to lie. I don't like when you have to oh, it's just the next game. Come on, dudes. I was born at night, but not last night. Bills 35, Chiefs 31. Bry, doggies.
Ross's Underdog of the Week.
And finally, Monday Night Football, the Indianapolis Colts at the Baltimore Ravens, where it will just say Indy.
Nice, Bry. Did you know that or you heard me say that?
No, I heard you and Steve talking about that, but very interesting
Yeah.
to elaborate for everybody who did not hear the Even Money.
You got to listen to the Even Money podcast. So anytime the Ravens play, the scoreboard will say Ravens, Steelers, Ravens, Browns, Ravens, whoever. When they play the Colts, it says Ravens, Indy. They will not put in Baltimore Colts for the Indianapolis football team when they play in Baltimore. I wonder if ESPN shows that Monday night. They should. Overcoming the odds, rewriting the playbook, delivering under pressure. The MVPs of small business lead their teams to victory all year long. Visa is proud to provide playmakers everywhere with more tools to help grow their business and help them achieve even greater success. Because the more people we can empower, the more we all win. Visa, a network working for everyone. You know who the playmaker is in this game? Lamar Jackson. You know who's going to be under duress throughout? Carson Wentz. Give me the Ravens and might get ugly. It might get ugly. You ugly. You ugly. Your mama says you ugly. You know what that's from, Bri?
No.
You ever watch the movie Wildcats?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember
Goldie Hawn?
Goldie Hawn, yeah.
That's the cheerleaders. The cheerleaders for the the city school with silver and black. I love the uniforms. The cheerleaders would say, "You ugly, you ugly. Your mama says you ugly." I love that. And I also love the song during that movie. It's the sport of kings, better than diamond rings. That's why we love to play football. Anyway, Colts are in trouble. Ravens about to run over their you-know-whats. Let's go 27-14. I think the Ravens win by double digits. Shout-outs are in order for my homeboys. I think we're done here, members of patreon.com/RT Media. They get a shout-out for their company every day. Pizza Boy Brewing, Sporticulture, Vision Comics with an X, HumanHeadNYC.com, and SteakhouseSports.com. Saturday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS Sports Network. Late night. Stay up late with your boy, Ross, And check out Carson Strong from Nevada. He's a likely first-round pick quarterback, maybe for your team. I think we're done here.
Thanks for listening to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also subscribe to the Fantasy Feast, Even Money, Business of Sports, and College Draft. All available at Apple Podcasts, rosstucker.com, or wherever podcasts can be found.
A lot of times on the show, I mentioned DraftKings. Here's what you need to know. You got to be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. By the way, if what I was talking about included a deposit bonus, doesn't always, sometimes it does. Deposit bonus requires 25 times playthrough, and deposit bonuses are paid out in site credit.